Is
Hello.
this thing on? Hello, is this thing on?
I think
Not
it's
on.
on.
Hello? Hello. Wow. Okay, it seems like it's been a very long time since this has happened. Um, Hopefully I push the right buttons and don't just end the broadcast or anything. That wouldn't be, that would not be fun. Well, hello, Junkies. Thank you for joining us on this very frigid Thursday evening. And I'm going to apologize in advance. I was talking to everyone before that this started. If you keep seeing me do this, the Notre Dame football game is on. So you got to keep checking updates. But go Irish. So how have you all been? Just the three of you. How seems like I haven't talked to any of you in a while.
Yeah, no kidding. Just
I know we had just I think everyone had a very busy late fall. So we apologize. Normally I don't even think we did like a Fright Fest
No,
review.
we did.
Yeah, we apologize for not going on. But I am finally no longer working and a student. I finished that up, so I have time again.
I
Yeah.
am no longer moving and selling a house and moving into a new one, so happy to be doing not that.
How you been doing, Kim?
All right, just been busy trying to have a life of working. So much fun.
I'm going to tell you, I
I know.
did really miss Holiday at the Park this year.
I did too. I did too.
Yeah, this was definitely the year where they could have taken advantage of that weather and really probably had a successful season, but that's such a gamble in Chicago.
Oh
Hey,
yeah.
Josie. I know I went to Brookfield Zoo that one. It was a Saturday in between Christmas and New Year's that they actually hit capacity a little bit at the zoo. I was like, oh man, if only this was Holiday in the Park. It was crazy.
Yeah, it's just, and I think people need to realize a lot of times, I think they forget that this is all like volunteer, right?
Yeah.
This is not our job for any of us. For as much as we put into the group, into this page, into the channel, that this is all we're all volunteer, and we try to do the best we can with when we're free and when we're available. And some of the team members are in education, so they get a little more freedom during the summer.
Two of us.
Two of us, yeah.
Yeah. That is the great thing. I don't know if I would ever give that up.
Live from the future, oh
Live
boy.
from the future.
The other side of the timeline has arrived.
I'm cooking and a game on in the background, so that's why the camera's not on right now. So,
Hey,
but I'm
no
listening.
worries.
All
Thanks for
right.
joining. All right, so should we just jump at it and let's talk
Yeah.
2024, which seems so long ago when it's only, what, 9 days ago?
And like a year of changes and adjustments while seeing getting to see what was consistent. So the sky didn't fall at the very end of everything. Just exciting to see, almost like seeing a family blend together, with the Six Flags and Cedar Fair merger, seeing visitors in the park and seeing some things start to look more like the way that Six Flags does it, and some things start to look the way that Cedar Fair does it. It's very exciting. And I like that both have kept their identity through it.
Yeah, that was probably the biggest change that did happen in 2024, and we actually attended our very first new ride media day, Sky Striker.
That was super cool and like super surprising, like unexpected, to get to do that. That was really fun. And realizing how old I'm getting that I need recovery time after certain rides.
It is a great ride, but those re-rides got to more than just one person. When people were doing 2 and 3s, I saw a lot of people have trouble with that.
Yeah, I do need a couple of hours in between. I don't think I ever successfully did back-to-back rerides. I just knew I couldn't. But then on a personal note, in 2024, I finally have every coaster credit in the park because I was finally able to pick up X-Flight and Goliath. I think those are the two I hadn't been on yet. So I was really excited. I now have
That's
all
awesome.
the coasters.
That's awesome.
Yay.
Yeah, not only we had media day, but kind of alluding to we had the commercial shoot that we were graciously invited out to be part of.
We had our third annual tasting at the beginning, so we got to get a little preview and help out a good cause to start out with. What else did we have? We had a lot of.
Oh, we had the opening of Windy City.
Oh yeah, Windy City is like a game changer for just the dining options in the park. It was really exciting to have that and to have so much on the meal plan.
And what a nice experience to be able to sit at the table and just kind of have it come out to you too. That's good. That's good. I like it.
Kind of where I can expect to find somebody in the Junkies. Like if I know a bunch of people are there, I'm like, oh, it's in between a show. They're probably at Windy City. Kim, what was your highlight of the season?
Didn't really have any. We kind of stayed away from the park because we were busy doing other things. So it was kind of hard to get there. I mean, I still like the Windy City too. I like the wings that we had there. That was my favorite, but we're trying to get back to it. It was hard to get back and forth.
The cauliflower wings.
Yeah, those were pretty good too.
Cauliflower.
Mm.
Yeah, those are really really like fluffy and crunchy, and I normally hate cauliflower, and I like those.
I like them especially when they're not dreaded in the sauce. I always got them plain with the sauce on the side, so I could just kind of casually dip the sauce.
Yeah, I'm not a cauliflower fan either, and those were really, really good. And if anyone's got questions or want to know about the drinks at Windy City, Brent kind of became an expert. And
I never spend money at drinks out. Yeah, they ruined me. Look what you've done to me, Six Flags.
The
floats this year were great too.
So they're like a raging bull and a Goliath.
And the Goliath,
like very cool.
I didn't have one that I didn't like. I just kept rotating through them over and over.
Did you order when you went back, or did you only have them at the tasting?
Oh no, I kept doing it. It was bad, and then I had friends do it. I kept doing it. It was irresponsible.
Do you collect the cups that they come in? Like, do you have like a trophy wall of all the cups?
Yeah, much to my wife's chagrin. I won't flip the camera, but I'm looking at an entire cupboard now. The new house we have, they have a cupboard with these glass cabinet doors, and all I see are just rows of Six Flags cups.
Very cool.
So we had trying to think what else went on. We had a new show this year. We had Adrenaline.
That was
we had the icy floats were new this year.
Yep.
Oh, the icy floats. Yeah.
They're good. A lot of good flavors there in combination.
Also on the meal plan, like surprisingly, we're not really losing a lot. We're just gaining great options. And
we had another successful picnic.
We did.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering, and if somebody watches this, didn't we have someone who was trying to see if we as a group could try all the combinations? How close did we get to every combination?
Well, I remember that. I remember there was a whole tracking
spreadsheet, yeah.
Spreadsheet that was in play there. So I don't know what happened.
I don't know what happened to it, but I know I fell on the knife of getting the lemon chocolate combos, and that was rough.
Oh.
I want someone to get orange and mint.
That was tough to try and figuring out the mint and where to put the what have the mint with.
Yeah.
Oh, and I've just also, while we're kind of talking food here and things that we have, amazingly, I've just received a text just reminding we had a full year of Yukon barbecue.
That is true.
In brisket Thursdays.
Brisket Thursdays. I mean,
Oh,
there were
that is like that was such an emotional roller coaster
Oh,
when
amen.
like figuring out like the people who are like, I never get it, which was me a lot. And then when they like held it back sometimes, and it was very popular.
Getting there
I
on
mean,
time.
there was even people wearing shirts that said Brisket Thursday. I mean,
I wonder who that was.
I don't know, but I thought they were, you know, the coolest shirts, and they're being worn by the coolest people. So
That was
I
me
think
dashing through the parking lot trying to make it, and then watching the person in front of me, I'm looking at you, Kurt, order the last one.
that happened to me before. I thought it was really cool, just because on our public page, I try to like all of the different musical acts and bands that were playing over at the Yukon stage. Just how many different local artists were featured at the park this year. It was a very cool eclectic mix of artists, and it's kind of cool when I log in as Six Flags Great America Junkies to like follow them in the feed and all the different places. So I'm hoping for more of that next year too. To have that, I mean, I think we didn't really realize so much of what was happening until within that, what was that, Great Summer Nights, and promote it as much as we should. But there was every night in that Great Summer Nights festival through the summer, there was a new act playing at that. I think, was it 2 stages or just the one? At least one stage always had a different act in it. It was very cool.
and I will say what I am missing from Yukon is kind of the cult following that, aside from the brisket, is that grilled chicken salad that they had. That was kind of like, that was probably one of my big
The real
go-tos.
big one.
Yeah, the one that
If you're asking
you
for
can
one
get.
that could be 2 meals, that's it. If you want one that you can share, because you've got a huge serving of chicken and a huge serving of salad, that's a shareable one right there.
Right, and you're able to get either the regular pulled chicken or the one that had some heat to it, the Cajun pulled chicken.
Yeah.
Both really good.
That was a really, and it comes in one of those, is that just like a spinach tortilla type? Comes in that bowl and it's
Yeah,
never soggy. It was really good.
right. You want to talk about taking your food to go? You literally take the whole thing and just eat the bowl.
Yeah, and you get a good walk to get back there. All right.
We also had Coaster Challenge.
That's what I was going to ask about.
Another coaster challenge, and kudos to anybody who participated on the Junkies team. We raised almost $5,200 this year
Good
for
job.
Special Olympics. So great job. Thank you for everybody who participated. It's always a fun time.
And countless junkies showing up to volunteer. I know that it's just a way to just all come together for a great cause.
Some of you even got a little bit of camera time there because Marcus Lachot came out. You were in the background.
There was some camera time. And then just an amazing Fright Fest. It just felt like it was a Fright Fest that would never end. It was long in the best way possible.
And the weather,
great weather
till the end. We had the best weather. No,
Yeah.
like not much rain.
Yeah, sometimes our Octobers are really rainy here. If you're new to Illinois, or you're somebody who's thinking of visiting, and it was just beautiful. And I felt like we had 7 weekends.
Yeah, I think so.
A lot of
Because we had that
quality
extended
time.
special one in November.
Yeah. Quality time. The IP houses, it's nice to have the refresh in the houses. Missed having the house back in Yukon. I feel like Yukon needs some love. We've got the barbecue. We got the
You've got the chainsaws.
yeah, of course we have the
chainsaws
chainsaws
back there.
We did have Oktoberfest back there.
True.
Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
We also did have, I mean, let's go, rewind a bit. We also have Flavors of the World
And then we had
It was a
one-
much
that returned
abridged. Yep.
yeah, it was
in a bridge
shorter.
version.
And then a one weekend. What do
You
they
think that Fiesta, right? Fiesta
Yeah,
for the
Viva La,
weekend?
Viva La
yeah,
Fiesta.
Viva La Fiesta. One weekend of that.
Yeah, I think I ended up having a couple punches left on my Oktoberfest. But yeah, I mean, the festivals are very cool. I think the festivals and then using the different stages as gathering places is really nice. So having UConn during Oktoberfest be completely removed from Fright Fest is very cool. Boo Fest returned. So having some not so scary things and little character cavalcades is really nice too.
The
We have
daytime show for the kids. What was it? The
Mon-
skeletons. The
Oh,
Skelly Squad.
yeah.
That was very cute.
I also think like during the regular season, the one with the bowl, what's his name? Where they're like
Scoot and Billy,
yeah,
Boot Scoot and Billy.
that was
Oh
adorable
yeah.
too.
We also have the food truck with soup bowls and mac and cheese during Fright Fest, which was great.
Always delicious.
And
What were
then
the other food items for Fright Fest?
the dessert
The
seal
graveyard
roast.
pudding.
Yeah, that was
The
so
dirt
We
good.
had
pudding.
the shake at Johnny Rockets.
You had the zombie brain pizza.
Zombie brain pizza. Wasn't there something in the food court?
There
I
was
think there
something
was like
everywhere.
I think there was a turkey leg that had some.
Oh, demon
to it?
drumstick.
Oh
Yeah.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it's so great year. Great year for rides. We did, I mean, the biggest change I think for our ride operations, we had two. The photos came back for some of the rides, not most. And then we did lose single rider lines. As far as we know, I don't see that they're back at any of the parks that are open right now. But that did help streamline the process. I think it made the Flash Pass. I noticed that some of the Flash Pass integration places moved a little closer than where they had been. So I think that it helped streamline the Flash Pass or skip the line process. Skip the lines went to a window instead of having like you get a time and you can go anytime after. They started expiring after 2 hours. But again, I think that actually helped streamline things and make sure that there weren't long Flash Pass skip the line and put some more value on those skip the line passes, especially since they come with so many passes now. What other kind of operational changes? Oh, the new front gate.
Yep.
New front gate. We haven't even seen all that that's going to be just because it just opened up during Fright Fest, but having that bag check right there and the security, it makes it much easier than having to go into a new queue. They just kind of split you off, which is
Did
nice.
have the chaperone policy during Fright Fest as well.
Yeah, and I'm honestly, I don't know whose park I'm always look at Magic Mountain when somebody tells me something big has changed and then I find out that it hasn't. They still have that policy in their rules. I don't know if it's enforced. But that's not one that I would mind sticking around. I think they had a really good process for checking on it.
Just to bring back on the bag thing that you were talking about with checking the bags, a lot of the other parks that we've gone to, like St. Louis and Georgia, they actually have it like that where your bags are first and then you get pushed into there and they kind of separate whoever's got bags, they push them more off to the side so you can keep going through.
I really like that. I liked that that traffic flow that we started to get. It's really nice to take care of it. And also
I didn't appreciate was one night they cut us off at a point before going through bag security. I mean, I understand the aspect of having too many people up in the front, but they separated our entire party. And at one point, they separated my 11-year-old from the rest of us, and they were not going to let him through. And I was like, hello, he cannot stand there by himself, you know?
Yeah, it's hard to train common sense.
I mean, they should just, I mean, you should let an entire family go through together.
Yeah, I would agree. And I think that's, oh, so Gary's saying Cedar Fair Parks had a chaperone policy all year. You know, I was one who was like, I wasn't all for it, but it ended up making sense, and word spread, just knowing I have a house full of teens. Kind of word spread very quickly among local teens that you couldn't just get in without an adult. It was kind of funny watching teens try to like find someone to be their chaperone to get in.
Yes.
Please.
And we
I'm not
also,
taking responsibility for any of those kids.
speaking of outside the park, we've also seen a change to the preferred parking policy.
Yeah. Oh, that was huge. Yeah. So, and I still will see people asking in other park message boards. Oh, well, the school, if somebody said they'd keep it just for the schools, schools come in typically before 5 p.m. when the chaperone policy would start. And also the schools have to come in with a certain ratio of students to chaperones, so they would not be a problem. Even during Fright Fest, I walked in when there were buses coming in, and they kind of just showed who the chaperones were. So yeah, the schools after 5 isn't a problem.
Yeah, I think we
Yeah,
might see a change. Go ahead, Sarah.
Yeah, the preferred parking. I also, it's an adjustment. I love my reservations. I love coming later, but I can understand with so many passes now having preferred parking in there. It's like that sweet spot of after our preferred parking isn't that great anyway. It'll be great when the water park opens, it'll be full. But that sweet spot between the people who get there right away and like those who get there a couple hours in. But then there's like a turnover anyway, so you generally can find a spot. It's a little hard during Fright Fest when they just completely closed off the front lot. And wouldn't let anyone back there. And then you'd like walk in and see all the empty spots and be like, oh.
And getting out of there when it's packed and there's only one way out. No.
Oh yeah, they have to
so
do
far
something.
away from preferred.
That back lot needs some. It's so hard to get out of that back lot.
If you guys go to it, just saying, if you guys go to Dollywood, they actually gap. I know Jamie's probably seen it when we went. They actually gap people out. So like, there's like a section where there's like a section of cars, and then there's a big huge gap, and then there's a section cars. They like monitor how they put everybody in there. So
they actually park people.
Yeah, they tell you which way to go. So then you got to go this way. You can't go past them. But then there's a whole bunch of open space in front of them. And you're like, well, what the heck? It's because the way they gapped everything out. They have people parked further back, and then like they just throughout the different segments of parking.
Okay, that's kind of like how that's how they do it for the Brewers, right? And that's how they do it. I think that's how they do it at Ravinia Festival too.
Yeah, I don't know how they do it for that one.
Didn't we see solar panel? Didn't we see this come up in the Gurney Village board notes?
Yes, I know it went to the initial. It got approval initially on the board. I know it was going to a full board approval, but I never heard the outcome of that. And I'm a Gurney resident, and I haven't seen or
More
heard
than likely, if you didn't hear the outcome, and there hasn't been. I mean, I haven't seen anything in local. You know, if people are mad, that usually shows up on Facebook, and I haven't seen anything.
So we could see that change this year to.
And even if it's approved, we don't know how long it takes. That other parks have that, and it makes some nice shaded parking.
I was gonna say I didn't see it when we were down in Texas, but it's been a while since we've been down there. But I didn't see any down there. I know they have it at like regular parking lots, but not at a Six Flags.
New Jersey has it, and I think
Oh, do they?
somebody, it's possible Magic Mountain is getting it.
Yeah, I think it says Magic Mountain has it too. I'm just Googled that. Six Flags Magic Mountain has a solar carport storage project. Oh, project in partnership.
They're getting it too.
I
Then.
got
haven't
I
really
think it
seen-
would matter, like,
Mhm.
depend on, well, and then over Texas, they have to maybe because they have to share their parking lot. Aren't they close to the ballparks? I could be thinking way back to Astro World.
No, it's a distance away from
Okay.
there. Are you talking about the football field, the AT&T whatever?
Somebody's close to a baseball
Stadium.
park, aren't they?
Yeah, I think
It's
somebody
close
is.
to the
They do
stadium.
share a thing with a stadium.
Oh, do
I
I?
haven't been there, but I know that everybody talks about it.
I was gonna say when we were there, we didn't really see it, but
And then the other one's into the quarry, so I wonder if it would have enough. I don't know. All right,
but like when you go down to Texas, you see them at the places down in Texas over the parking lots where they sell cars and stuff. They have it all. I've seen lots of solar places like that where they had the cars stored underneath it, which keeps the cars cool though too. If you think about
Yeah,
it.
I got to last a little bit.
Yeah.
November 21, WGN. We got approval for 40 solar shade structures at Six Flags Great America by their zoning board, but now it needs to be approved by the village board.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I mean,
And I
that'll
don't know
come
if it's a
through.
structure per car.
Yeah. Oh, so
Okay.
the California parks. Just, I mean, because they, I don't imagine somebody said, oh, they have to get the coaster up. It's going to be different crews building it. It's not like it's the same crew. Completely different thing. And, you know, I'm sure there are some tax breaks and energy efficient type things that happen. There is, as somebody's asking about CoasterCon, we'll give a little plug. I mean, none of us are ACE members, but if you're somebody who really wants to be in the know and is really into like the whole, you know, what coasters, you nerd out about those things, and I say nerd out in the best way because I'm the biggest nerd of everyone.
We can always divert to Gary for that, right?
It's always a great event, and it's called is it no CoasterCon or is it CoasterCon?
Well, there is no CoasterCon, which
Oh.
occurs, I think, like coming up in a week or so.
Okay.
Where it's kind of a presentation that's done here in the Chicagoland area.
Oh, this
But
is
then
the
we're
big
also
one.
the big one. Six Flags is hosting the actual CoasterCon.
It's Father's Day weekend, right? I think it's Father's Day weekend.
So, I mean, if you're not an ACE member and this is something that would be interesting, maybe somebody can plug exactly which chapter of ACE that people should look into. We've met and we have a lot of the ACE members and leadership in our group, and they're great. They have a lot of passion, especially for our park, just like we do. So if that's something that's interesting, it's different than joining a Facebook group. You're actually paying yearly dues, and you're paid to attend the events but they get special information, and they bring in like management from different parks around here. So, no CoasterCon is next weekend. So if we see information like the way that they share it, similar to how we have, we have different restrictions about YouTube videos just because we're volunteers and it takes a long time to go through for those content. When we start seeing things posted, there are different rules for how they can post things and who can post things. And we are respectful of that. But some people are going to get some good first looks and some good initial information from that next weekend. Western Great Lakes region. So if you are interested, look at ACE, American Coaster Enthusiasts, Western Great Lakes region, and consider joining. We'll give them a plug. They're nice.
Yeah, they're a great group. I mean, we got to chat with them for a bit at Media Day. I talked to them for a little bit when we had the Wrath of Rakshasa reveal kind of press conference. So we see them a lot. They run in the same circles we tend to.
Yeah.
So
And we joined
Sometimes,
that group.
We joined them for the Batman ride, right?
yeah, if they're doing
Yes.
a special ride and they need some more butts and seats, we're always out there to help out. Do we know about the roller coaster?
What
Oh, Rex
specifically? I mean,
Yeah,
It's all.
this
it's
is
blue.
very, very vague. It's blue and gold. It's a dive coaster.
we've seen drone footage of it. The park has posted about it. Do
Yeah,
we
we're
know
waiting for
when
that point of view.
Oh yeah, we're really excited to see the POV come out. I think there were some people who were asking the main page, like, "Oh, will it be CGI?" Yes, it's
It
going
has
to
to be CGI.
Yes, it will be.
If not, it's going
but
to end abruptly right now.
I'm not going on it. I don't know who's going to write it right now. An opening date? No, I don't really think anyone at this point knows an opening date. Like, I don't even think like the park
No, I think
president would know an opening date at this point.
I think they're hoping, I believe, for like Memorial Day weekend.
It's always
That's from
out when they hope to open
Yeah.
things, but there's
But we
so
can-
many factors.
We can say that in the most miserable of weather, no matter how cold and rainy and snowy and icy and cruddy it was, those crews were out there. So these guys,
Yeah.
it's Sky High Coasters, right? The same ones that put up Max and Sky Striker. I think it's that group, and they are putting up Wrath.
Yeah, there's building it, and then there are all the other pieces and all the other components and check marks that have to come on before they can actually open it. I know that I will say no park wants to have a new attraction that isn't open. That's not something that anyone does on purpose. So they really like to try to get it open as soon as possible.
My guess, I'm saying, is no later than Father's Day weekend when they're having their coaster con. Ace is having their event in the park.
Yeah. That would be devastating.
Yeah.
Not have that. We're talking about the actual
crew
somebody
that's
said
putting
if
it
it's
together.
B&M. We're talking about the actual like people
On-site assembly, yeah.
like the Lego
The construction
masters.
crew, yeah. I'm just looking at the app at all the different dates now. They have all the they have the Math and Science Day posted, Grad Night, Dance Fest, Technology Engineering Day, of all sorts of things posted. But they didn't, doggone it, how inconsiderate, they didn't put opening day for Wrath in there.
That's going to be a big deal when
They don't even have opening day of the park in there, right?
That's true.
No, that's
Yeah.
not there. But I thought it was kind of funny. Six Flags corporate on their Facebook page mentioned that, made a post in reference to check your local park's website, because they've published opening dates. I don't think anyone has seen them. I'm not sure that
I mean,
they're
people are
there.
speculating a certain date, but we've seen
But it's
it
usually around.
earlier.
It is. I mean, it's usually mid-April. I mean,
We've seen it earlier, we've seen it later, but also like if it's the weekend that the 19th, that's also Easter weekend. So I don't know. It'd be really hard to get people to work that weekend.
Yeah, but we were open on Good Friday once before. Because
True.
I remember begging for fish on Fish Friday, and we got it.
Oh, that's right.
So we could be open for Good Friday. A lot of people are off on Good Friday.
Oh, and sometimes there's like a little soft opening, and then later there's like the real opening. They've done these different ways, different years. I know employees are, they'll start to say when they're scheduled. That doesn't mean it's not a buyout. So, Gary thinks the POV will be late afternoon next Saturday. Oh, Gary,
no coast. Yeah.
No Coaster Con sees it first. Is there any new restaurant possibly coming that we know of in 2025? So, is there any new restaurant possibly coming? Yes. that we know of? No.
No.
But I mean, there's always something new happening. There are always new concepts coming in. We did lose Drizzle officially. They were not, they were a leasee of the park. But
So they
there's
weren't
always,
generally weren't on the food plan. Yeah. The
yeah,
dining
they
plan.
weren't. So there are empty restaurants. There are different places that are ready for something exciting. There's a whole new, where the new coaster is. There could be something. I mean, there's so many possibilities. We don't know which buildings are still there.
We don't even know where the line queue really goes for this new coaster, do we?
No, or how
Not yet.
demons
No, I
will
think
change.
it's too soon to even kind of speculate, even from the
I mean,
few
that whole area is going to,
photos that we've seen.
and
Yeah,
we
but
don't
think
even know. Do we
about
know if
battle
it's going to return us to is it going to make it become, are there, like the traffic pattern? Is it going to make it a one-way traffic or where we used to have a little choice with that bubble? Is that going to take out the bubble?
the bubble.
Like, you know how you used to have a choice to go through County Fair or go to Southwest? Is it now always going to go through Southwest?
No, I think it's gonna.
Yeah,
I think it'll be open because I know
Okay.
talking to John. One of the big things was he wanted people coming in and being able to walk
walking
because
under the coaster.
you're going to be
correct.
able to walk under Wrath.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I think I would
Yeah.
walk with an umbrella under it. It's just going to give me back when power dive and you'd have to run to the side. Oh yeah, I forgot we got the cheese popcorn. We did get the gourmet popcorn.
And then
The
we've got
last year,
Ann hoping for chicken and waffles.
I mean, we do know somebody's asking about the water rides. We do know that what's coming for 2026 already. We do know that we're going to get a refresh for our kitty rides.
And then they've alluded to possibly theming the area over by Demon and Wrath because they're going to have two darker terror themed rides. That there's a possibility, a distant possibility, we could end up with a themed area. That would be cool.
Oh, that's right. It is crossing the Midway 3 times. So cool. A refresh is going to, or adding more kitty areas, or just refreshing the ones they have. I don't know. I think it all depends what the plans are for the land where everything is, where all the kitty rides. Right now, it's a nice flow that we have kitty rides in different places in the park. As a family, it's really helpful to not have just one area, but to have different areas. So it helps pace. Like if you've got littles and then you also have, older ones riding roller coasters, or somewhere for the really littles to hang out while others are on the coasters. And then you just kind of move to the next place. So I think it is.
It's better than spread out.
Yep. No news. No IP has changed. There. Go ahead. Somebody said it could be peanuts. It could, but they're really right now keeping the identity of Legacy Cedar Fair parks and identity of Legacy Six Flags parks, and that for us includes the Looney Tunes. But that doesn't mean that our rides, any new kitty ride, would be themed to Looney Tunes. We lost our Looney Tunes themed area, where a lot of other parks, Six Flags parks, have been getting a Looney Tunes refresh. So who knows?
And that kind of leads us, with having access now to both parks as we're own company, it's one company, the all parks pass. So if you are a Legacy Six Flags season pass holder member and you want to visit a Legacy Cedar Fair park, you do need to purchase the All Parks Passport add-on. Now that is going to get you into Cedar Fair Legacy Parks. It's going to get you into the parking lot. Your dining pass, your drink plan is not going to work. Okay, so this All Parks Pass is basically your admission into Cedar Fair Parks.
Do you,
Does it cover
and
parking?
that includes the parking. What
Okay,
if you
parking
have
is
parking?
included.
Yeah.
And it's if you bought one, your All Parks Pass was valid as of this week. So you are good to go if you know of a park that's open that you would
Have
like
they
to visit.
fixed the little glitch and where you can't add it? Because I know some people who are trying to add it to their pass and it's not working.
I think I tried adding one to mine, and you have to, there's a trick with what you have to select. I was able to get it to work at least to add it into my cart, but it was in a weird place. It was in a, if you're a member, it was in a counterintuitive place to add it into the cart. It wasn't in, I don't think it was in the add-ons like everything else. I'll play with it, and if I can make a video of it, a screen record, I'll try to do a screen record of how to do it. I'm not choosing to do an all park passport for just, I don't know that I'll use it, but I'll play with it. I was able to add one into a cart with my pass number. I was asking for, I haven't, I feel like I'm coming out of a 13-month haze of doing schoolwork instead of studying Six Flags. If one has a discount as a benefit on a Six Flags pass, does that work at a Legacy Cedar Fair park?
Probably
Or is-
not.
I would, my first instinct to say no.
Okay. Yeah, you can, yeah, Gary, thank you. If you have purchased, I was meaning to say this, if you have purchased the passport, you should also add it into the Cedar Fair Park app, and then it will show up because you're going to scan that when you go in. So then you're on their system. If you get a Six Flags cup, does not work at Cedar Fair.
Same thing with Flash Pass. It's
Yeah.
not going to work. They're two different systems. Cedar Fair uses something called Fast Lane. We use Fast Pass. Two different systems at the moment.
It's kind of like if you have, let's say you have a museum pass and it works somewhere else, you get just whatever the admission is. When you go to another park, you don't get like all the other bells and whistles. Yeah, whatever pass level you have, they're going to convert it to something similar in the Cedar Fair app.
And in the world of Cedar Fair, it's very simple. You either have a gold pass or you've got a prestige.
And the prestige is the one that you can go to other parks, and the gold is the one you cannot.
I believe so.
Okay. So you're all going to have food. Yeah, food and drink will not work at Cedar Fair Parks, although they sell one-day dining, just like we sell one-day dining. So if you're going to go spend a long day at Cedar Point, consider doing the one-day dining. It's like it's in certain intervals, and I think it's a pretty small interval if you're just buying one day. Okay.
And speaking of, dining and everything, we know what the cups look like.
We do. Bob helped break that. We
Yep.
did see it's been added to your pass, especially it's not included in any of the passes, only in the membership, correct?
Correct. And you need to, again, with the Legacy membership, you have to be the platinum level or higher. So if you've got a
Yes.
gold membership, you're not going to have a drink cup tied to your.
And remember, some of you who are in gold, maybe you enjoyed that drink cup while we had some temporary upgrades, and those are done. So it's $35 for the year. Kim has a theory for what these will look like because she has. You want to share what you had? She has one. She said that they look a lot like the cups that were at Dollywood, and they're thicker walled and a lot more durable. So she's holding it up right now.
So these are a lot thicker. It was actually James that came up with it, but yeah, these are a lot thicker. But if you put the lid on, it actually looks pretty similar to those cups that you have in that picture.
Yeah.
Oh, it sure does.
Yeah.
Where this is the Six Flags one.
And then you tested with water and said it was just the same amount. Yeah, same amount of liquid. These look like they'll fit better if you have the cup, those cup koozies.
Or your cup holder in your vehicle that doesn't like the funny shape of the traditional bottle.
Sorry, I just spilled the water.
Oh, no, that's okay. We
on the computer and it muted. But yeah,
Oh no.
This one is like really like you can really squeeze it. Where these ones you really can't. But I still wouldn't put them in the dishwasher. I would still hand wash them. They're pretty thick, like I said.
That looks easier to clean than.
Oh yeah, it's a lot easier to clean. It's straight in there. There goes more water. Sorry.
Nice. I hope that. So if you bought the dining pass, you also did not buy your drink, so you do have to, when you first come in, cough up the $34.99. Generally, Bob, do we know if there's a discount if you buy more than one?
I haven't heard yet. I mean, they typically, if it's three or more, it's what's it like $29.99 a cup.
Yeah.
But I haven't heard if we're doing that or not. And if the one person that knows that answer is still watching, please, if you can send that info to me, that would be wonderful.
There is some interesting text at the bottom of that ad.
Oh, which is
fine print about
15 minute intervals between refills.
Yeah. Well, we've always had the fine print on the member bottles was always 25 minutes. So that we always had that fine print with the old red ones. I mean, I guess
never enforced.
The only way to enforce if you're like standing there, you pour it in somebody else's and say, okay, now give me this. Like it's there. There would be very unique situations in which that would need to be enforced.
But I also seen too is that you have to they want you to scan your passes too, where some places they're like, oh, it's okay. And some places were like, you need to scan your pass. And I was like, oh, I didn't bring it up with me. I just have my cup, where now it's saying you need to have your pass to scan it.
Bob, do you think we're going to lose self-serve refill stations?
It's hard to say because it's been a couple years since I've been to Cedar Point with their spots where they had the self-serve drink stations. I just kind of had somebody at by the line right before you got to the machine that was scanning you.
Okay.
So we could potentially, not really lose them, but it may be more of a monitored thing. Okay. Again, we're not going to know until probably,
so similar to like by the food court and then where Mijos was, where they used to just have somebody who would scan you into the line.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah, and the other thing to keep in mind, if you do have your metal tumbler that you were using last season, those have been retired. So they're not going to fill it up. If you look at your benefits, you do have a coupon in there for the purple drink bottle.
And that can be redeemed at any Six Flags park. So if you visit a park, it is very clearly on there. So if you visit a park that's already open in the winter or in the early spring, you are welcome to pick up your cup at that park. Just bring it back because the replacement policy is more than likely not as generous as it has been in the past.
Yeah, we did that last year. We did that last year at St. Louis. We got one there, and then that was our one. or in Georgia, I think. I can't remember which one, but we got one when we were at one of the parks, and then that was the one for the year.
Somebody said they can add a barcode reader at the self-serve stations. That was piloted at
Georgia, was it?
at Georgia, and I don't know that any other park is moving forward with that.
Yeah, this is the one we got at Georgia, which has it on the bottom.
Yeah.
So like we would put it underneath there. It would click it lets you fill your cup up, but then as soon as you took your cup away and then put it back, it wouldn't let you fill again. So say like if your kid, which happened right in front of us, the kid filled it up, turned around, walked away, bam, right on the ground, and they couldn't refill it again. They had to go find a station that had somebody there to fill it.
And no mixing flavors.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah, so and then Cedar Point they have a paper cup option that we do not have yet.
I'd love to see that come to our park, because I'll tell you what, I absolutely hate carrying a bottle around all day. I mean, that's the main reason I have my backpack. It's to carry the bottle.
And then
I hate having
they
it in
all
my hand.
meet, and they're all in when you're going on. Now that
I
I'm
would
back
hate
to writing
having to
coasters.
stand in line to get a cup, though.
I mean, that's
What's
the main reason I married a non-coaster rider.
Yeah, it would be so nice to go there and know that I can, because I've burned a lot of snack credits just not wanting to bring my cup because I didn't want to carry it. Then I just use the snack on it. I actually probably bought a couple drinks too. Shame.
See, I was the cup holder before the weight loss. So
Yeah.
now
Yep. All right. I mean, we're excited. It's so early in the season. Like, we're one of the later parks to open because we're pretty far north. But we just thought we'd say it was a great season. The sky didn't fall. We're excited now for changes. Like, I don't think there are any changes that I really can anticipate dreading. I think my biggest dread was the preferred parking, and they got through most of the season until the reservations finally went away, and then you just kind of adapt, and it is what it is. We don't know that. I mean, congratulations on speedy parking. I've used it 3 times now, and none of them were on busy times. It just so happened that like it opened right as they were about to scan my card. We would like to see a paper cup option. It's very convenient for those riding a lot of rides. Oh, ices and hot beverages in a premium drink plan.
Bob would float away.
I don't know if I would.
I guarantee you, it's just the regular coffee. It's not. They're not
It's not
filling
the
those up with Starbucks.
Yeah. Yeah, we still have our Starbucks are still going strong. It's been very, very busy.
And I will say, kudos to the crew at Starbucks, because whole new crew this season. By the end of the season, there's several of them in there that actually knew what the Bob is.
The Bob.
They knew.
Yeah. All right. So if you're in the chat, what's something that you look forward to this year? Six Flags hopes and dreams. What do you think is going to happen?
can we have a gyro?
Oh,
Or like mozzarella sticks or onion rings?
how is there not a Wiro in?
They had it at Jersey.
But they couldn't even keep the Big Lou's open very long, so they might not be able to do a gyro.
Oh, are you guys talking about gyros?
Yeah.
I'll see myself out now. Bye.
I mean,
we kind of had them at Flavors. The Greek, the Greece tent had them, but it wasn't your traditional gyro. It wasn't.
it was like a
Deconstructed.
Yeah.
Hope they remove Demon. Wash your mouth out.
Oh, boy.
We're not even putting that up on the screen.
Where's the band
You
hammer?
can see yourself out.
They have made
You know what? I feel like the
specific
demon
mention
is a
of their
rite of
preserve.
passage. If you can survive, if you're a little kid and you can survive the ride, you're ready for everything else.
Wrath is
If you come out
complimenting
with
our old friend.
So while we wait for some more comments come in, are we? I'm just asking us as a team. Are we going to do our typical meetup this year?
Yes.
Jamie, yes.
I'm in.
I should start the emails for the permission.
Oh,
Gotta pick a date though for that.
Yeah, we typically do what?
I was gonna say, yeah,
February, that
last
one?
year you needed that email.
Yeah.
They were harping
because
at her.
California Great America's Parts when they close it. How many rides do we still have in common though? I mean, they've made more changes than ours has made, I feel. If you're not up, we have a sister park. We were twins at one point, and there have been the parks have gone through different owners. And so they used to, I mean, there are places like they have a grand, do they still have their grand music hall? Like you used to be able to almost see like to the point of certain offices being in the same place. But there have been a lot of changes. So they're actually closing. I don't know. Is it after it's in the future? And so people say, well, will we get their parts? I mean, I don't know. But again, how many different, I don't, Gary, I think that a carousel like Columbia, like their Columbia you wouldn't toss that.
I think they have an Orbit. Maybe we can get the Orbit back.
But
The
wasn't
boom
theirs
rides.
different? I thought theirs was a different manufacturer. Do they still have it?
I
Well,
thought I'd seen some.
Primer Maker.
group.
Oh, okay. We want the Orbit. We'll take that one. Do they still have their hay baler? Because I would really,
Yes.
really enjoy that too, please. Their carousel is just as old as our carousel. So we don't throw things away just because they're old. Some of the people on here are older than the park. I mean, not me, but there are some people on this live stream that are older than the park, and we don't throw them away. They closed their Orbit. Yeah, I honestly, it wouldn't come back because at a certain point, even those parts would be would wear out. I've never seen something. Have we ever had anything revived from the dead that's already been put in the graveyard? I don't think so. They put Sky World back. They have an ice skating rink that's so crazy. That's kind of embarrassing. Like they're in California and have an ice skating rink in front of the reflection pond, and we're in Illinois, and the Pearl Supergirl and are the great alternative. Yeah, we do kind of need a couple more flats. We just take some from other places. They won't notice. I bet Supergirl is really portable. We could just move it up. Our own ride rotation system.
Jamie would want the one from St. Louis.
I liked Supergirl. I enjoyed that one.
No, Catwoman's Whip.
A little bit though.
Oh, she would. I didn't want to go on Catwoman's Whip. We were at Six Flags St. Louis. Like we were just passing through, so we probably spent like 3 hours there, just as a pit stop this summer. But
I mean, minus the fact that you can only fit like 16 people on at a time, but I would take that ride in a heartbeat.
JJ had to ride it without her and almost freaked.
They still have Sky World over there? Oh no, Sky Ride. So like the one that goes overhead, like the Southern Cross / Delta Flyer. Okay.
Oh, that's one ride we couldn't get because all the stations are now occupied with something.
Yeah.
The other one, the one is the
Stations
Funnel Cake
are.
Foundry. Where did it end up?
It's so weird that they have some that we got rid of and we have some that they got rid of. Like we're very, very, very switched at birth right now.
What were you asking, Jamie, in terms of where it came in?
Where did it end up? So the one station is the Funnel Cake Foundry back by Goliath. Where was the other end to drop off?
I thought
About
it
where
was
Condor, kind of where
Condor.
like that Condor area ish.
Okay.
I think for a while there was still you could still see like support
Some of the
or
footers.
something. It's probably gone by now, but hey, we got something right. And then I don't remember the other. Well, the other one never was supposed to finish in Southwest. It hadn't been built, and that only had one station, right? And it was a round trip.
Yep, it was. You hit like the area that prior to Southwest, and it just looped you back around.
Eagles Crossing or something.
Yeah, those are. I mean, and I don't know which of those are actually running because I don't think New Jersey has one. Theirs hasn't been running. Who still has those? That's like
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin State Fair. Oh, okay. Yeah, they're you think that we are landlocked? They're more landlocked from what I understand, and that's part of the problem.
I was gonna say, I think you're talking about the Sky thing. Over Georgia got rid of theirs. It was really weird because all of a sudden we're looking up, we're like, where the heck did that thing go? And they didn't do anything with their landing pads either, like where you got on and off. They didn't do anything with those.
All right. Well, look for some
Anything else?
information and a get together. We will, as we get information, we help share it. We have some great members now. I feel like we're at the point where we don't have to scramble because we have some members that are going to come up with it right away. A friendly reminder that while we are all excited about some of the really cool drone footage that is out there, we don't do YouTube links unless it comes from one of us. And there are many reasons for it. But a lot of it has to do with we take pride and ownership of our content, and we just can't keep up with all of them. So if there's one that one of us has watched, then it was just going to be one of us. We'll have someone, like if I find one, I have Bob watch it. It takes a lot of time. And as Bob said in another comment, we're really like to just generate discussion about the parks and that's such kind of passive. So thank you for understanding the not as excited as we are, not posting the footage. I do know that some of the people have permission and we do get along well. And those people who are posting, we have a good relationship and they aren't promoting it. But thank you so much for being respectful, even in the excitement of that drone footage and those YouTube of just not posting links. But we look forward to more. We love watching these coasters go up. So we look forward. What next is going to be the speculation of opening day.
Yep.
An opening day of the coaster, and
the coaster.
We'll see a topic posted. Maybe start
a bingo chart of opening day.
Oh yeah. What if we did that? You can we did squares for special. We can't really gamble. We'd have to come up with a prize that was non-monetary.
I'm sure I could
Unless
find
we were donating
something. I was digging through a bucket last night looking for a hard drive. I found merch that I had bought that I've never even opened.
Oh,
we could do it for something like that.
Yeah, some kind of maybe would come up with a little prize package or something. That would be cool. Do some, yeah. Or if we had donations for Special Olympics, something that didn't get us in trouble.
Right.
Yeah. Thank you. Any
do it for the Junkies pin. The elusive Junkies pin for those who can't find it.
Any news on the
For me,
racetrack?
people-
I
for the
mean,
people who can't find me in the park, even though when I post, I'm in Windy City, ching ching, here I am. I can't find you.
yeah. Miss everyone, miss seeing everyone, miss walking in the park.
Yep.
I miss walking. Oh, we went for
Yeah.
a walk tonight, and by the time we got halfway through the walk, I was like, "Whose stupid idea was this?"
Yeah. It'll be before we know
In the
it.
Dells last weekend, we took a walk downtown, and halfway through, I was like, "Whose stupid idea was this?" Oh, it was mine.
All right. Well, we're at our past our hour mark.
Yep.
We didn't have anything too exciting, but we wanted to recap and also, of course, say thank you to everyone at Six Flags in the Six Flags family who has helped make this make last year a wonderful year and has helped build excitement. I know they're working really hard for 2025, and we can't wait to see what's to come. Oh.
That's the reason they can't find you,
Thank you,
Jamie.
Vita.
Wasted away. Any
I'm
parting
trying,
words, Bob?
No, just thanks for tuning in. And, as we get information, obviously we'll probably do these streams a little more frequently. We're just kind of at that point of, the year, and when Fright Fest ends, there's really not much for us to discuss with us being a seasonal park. So we just kind of, and it gets busy. We all get busy with the holidays, and, I appreciate all of you and everything that you do to help with the group and stepping in there when I had to kind of step away for a bit. But that was appreciated. But yeah, you guys are awesome. Can't wait for, get the season going. We'll hang out
Do you
again.
have a picnic date yet, Bob?
No, I have not actually been approached on that yet. I'm assuming that's probably what some of the changes and kind of going to more regional people. It'll happen. We'll definitely do the picnic again, as long as we're allowed to, and which I don't see why not. But no, there's nothing. I have no discussion on dates or anything yet. So
Okay.
more to come.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in. I'm going to go watch the Notre Dame game. Go Irish. What's the score, Hector? I've been having problem. Like I've got stuff blocking my score.
10-0 Penn State. 9 seconds left in the half. Notre Dame just got sacked at like the 20-yard line, so the Pirates field goal. Watching the Bears games. So Riley Leonard's out right now. They got Angeli in there, and he's playing better than Riley Leonard was. So.
All right.
All right.
All right. Until
Thank
next
you
time.
all.
See everyone. Bye.
Bye.